यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिपुसीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। समस्तजनकल्याणी निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणामितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। Yes, last time we saw a very interesting topic, that how all the knowledges take place through our sense organs, how they work. Can anybody tell me how the three work together on a common platform? Who will tell me that how it works on a common platform? What are the factors? Come on, fast. We will take the first aspect, the Akash, the space. How can we divide it into Sattva, Rajas and Tamas? What are its qualities? Which Sattvic aspect represents which sense organ? Hmm. Sattvic aspect of space? No, not eyes.
Hearing.
Yes, hearing. And how does it connect to the Rajas? What is the Rajas aspect of hearing? Hmm. What is the Rajas aspect of hearing?
Space, Amma.
Space only. I'm asking the three, Rajas, Sattva and Tamas aspect of space. Rajas, Sattva, Sonia told me that it is hearing, sense organs of hearing, that is the ears. What is the sense organ of Rajas aspect of space? Connect to it. What does it hear? What does it hear? Rajas aspect means there has to be action. What is your ear hearing right now? It's not that
Words.
difficult.
Whatever.
Words. So words belong to which sense organ?
Tongue.
Yes, speech, tongue, simple. So space aspect, the rajas space aspect of the words is related to the tongue, the speech aspect. So the speech is related to the power of hearing, the sattva of the ear. These two are related. Okay. And and what is the tamas aspect of that space? We have to connect them. So tamas connects them.
Whatever we are hearing.
Whatever we are hearing, where we are hearing. The words are traveling where? Definition of space is space gives accommodation. Avkashat akasha. So wherever whatever is giving accommodation. So where the space is where the words is traveling. That is the tamas aspect. We all haven't revised it. Neither you have made that table. I had asked you to make a table and send it to me. So that is how these three are getting connected. We can hear the words only because of this aspect of space. That is common in all the three. So space is the background where where the ears are hearing the words through the outer space the words are traveling. Okay, so now come to the second point. The second is air. Now tell me about air. If you don't revise, I have to take a revision class also like this. About the air. Come on.
Touch,
Air.
skin.
Yes.
Skin.
Sattvic aspect of that air is the touch, the sense organs of touch. So how does it work with the rajas aspect? Rajas aspect is where hands. Very good. So hands is in synchrony. Hands has the rajas aspect of that air. Sattva aspect is the skin, and the tamas aspect tamasic aspect tamasic aspect, come on fast. Tamasic aspect of that air.
Whatever we are touching.
That will be object. Yes, whatever we are touching, the experience of that air that is hitting us. That air that is hitting us, that is tamasic aspect. That the fan is moving, but we can experience it. Whatever is hitting us, that is the tamasic aspect of that air. Now we come to the third one, Agni, the fire. What is the sattvic aspect of that fire? Where is it felt?
So Sattvic aspect is the eyes.
Okay, eyes, the power to see the form. Okay, and then the rajasic aspect,
Legs.
Feet.
Legs.
very good. Yes, the legs, feet. Okay, so why is it? Because they work in synchrony. If it is not working in synchrony, we will fall down. So feet won't know where to walk. So like that. Then what is the tamasic aspect of Agni?
Whatever we are seeing.
The objects, the form, whatever we are seeing. Right. Whatever objects we are seeing outside. That is the tamasic aspect of that fire. Now come to water element. Water element, the sattvic aspect is water element, sattvic aspect,
Tongue.
tongue, the taste. So organ of taste. Because tongue has got three organs. What three organs tongue has?
Speech, taste, and touch.
Yes, speech, taste, and touch. All these three belong to The tongue. So that is why here we have to be more objective by saying that the taste, the object of the power of taste, that belongs to sattvic aspect of water. What is the rajasic aspect of water? Where, which organ? Which organ has got rajasic aspect of water?
Genitals.
Yes, genitals. Genitals, genital organs. Okay, then the tamasic power, the tamasic aspect of water.
Whatever we are tasting.
Yes, whatever we are tasting. Okay, that is a rust element outside, but wherever there is rust element. Then Prithvi, come to Prithvi, the earth element. Sattvic aspect of earth element is felt where?
Smell.
Nose. Yes, smell. Power to smell. Power to smell. Then the Rajasic aspect is where?
Anus.
Anus. Good. Nobody else is answering. Anus. And the Tamasic aspect is where?
The smell what we.
Yes, the smell outside. The smell. Gandhutat. Okay. In this way, the same element, the space, the air, the fire, the water, the earth have been divided into three: Rajas, Tattva, and Tamas. Like we had seen that what is this Maya? The definition of Maya was what? Who will define Maya? As per Tattva Bodh. What is the definition of Maya as per Tattva Bodh?
That which does not exist.
No, tell me in Sanskrit.
Amma niyate anaya iti maya.
No, no. As per the definition of Tattva Bodh.
Sattva raja tamas gunatmika maya.
Yes, Brahmashraya. First word was Brahmashraya. Then Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatika. So here we have to see that this Maya is nothing but the three gunas. These three gunas are dependent on Maya. Brahma. So all this is nothing. Three gunas are nothing but Maya itself. So this is how everything has got these three aspects because everything has come out from Maya. Because everything has come out from Maya, these three objects, these three things will be there in all the objects. And that is how we can perceive everything. That is how it gives a base for our knowledge. A base has been made by these elements only to gain knowledge. Otherwise, we won't have knowledge. Okay, so if we are having any knowledge, it is only because of the base that has been given, provided to us by each element, by dividing into three. Okay, so common element has to be one of the five elements. Then only we can perceive. This was the thing that we discussed last time. Then we came to Akasha Sambhutaha, then we came to Vayu Sattikanshat Kavindriya Sambhutam, all that. Then we came to Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, and Chitta. The definition we haven't read it. Can you please share the screen about Etesham Panchatattvanam Samashti Sattvic Anshat? Sattvic Ansh. Through the Sattvic Ansh of these five elements, what is made? Let us read that. Etesham Panchatattvanam. Now this Ahankaran, the mind stuff has been explained. What is that? Etesham Panchatattvanam Samashti Sattvikankshat Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chittantah Karanani Sambhutani. So by these from these five elements, of these five elements, Samashti Sattvikansha, when the sattvic ansh of all these five come together in the samashti, in the whole samashti, macrocosm, then what is the output? What is the product? Man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. These four are made. And what are these four? Karanani. These are all instruments. These instruments are made. What are these four instruments? They are made up of sattvic ansh of these five elements. So what is mana? We saw it last time that mana is sankalp vikalpatmakam manaha. It gives us options, it points options. Sankalpa means thoughts and vikalpa means options. So one thought comes, but it has got other options also. Who is pointing those options? This mind. How is it made? It is made up of sattvic ansh of the panchika, of the five elements. Then what is buddhi? Buddhi is when we determine something, when we come to some conclusion. Nirnay has been given. Nishchayatmika buddhi, it comes to some conclusion. That is buddhi. That is aspect of the same thought has been divided into four. Functions are different, but the material is the same. The thoughts are same, but as per their functions, as per their characteristics, these have been divided into four. So the third one is ahankarta, ahankara. Ahankarta, ahankara. What is ahankar here? Aham karomi iti bhava iti ahankara. I am doing, I am possessing. All those thoughts, my buddhi, my man, who possesses all these, that is called the ahankar. Without this ahankar, we won't start any work. Any starting point has to be this ahankar only. When we own anything, when we own a subject, when we own a thought, when we possess a thought, after that, we start it. So this is that ahankar, ahamkarta, ahankara. Chintan kartru chittam. What is that chittam? That memory. That memory. So memory has to have certain files, certain experiences that we had in the past. So that is how it starts doing chintan. It will refer to various memories. It will go down the memory lane. It will pick up some thoughts, pick up some experiences, and then it will give that related file to the buddhi, and then the buddhi will come to some conclusion. Okay, so these four have been defined here. What are they? Sankalp, you have to learn these definitions. Sankalpikalpatmaka manaha, nishayatmika buddhihi, then aham karta ahankaraha, and chintan kartru chittam. So we had seen all these four. Now we come to the Devata aspect. Manaso Devata Chandramaha. We'll first read it and then we'll try to explain what it is. Manaso Devata Chandramaha. The Devata of the mind is Chandrama. Devata of the Buddhi is Brahmaji. Devata of Ahankar is the Rudraha. And then Chittasya Vasudevaha. Who's the Devata of Chitta? That is Vasudevaha. एतेषां पंचतत्त्वानां मध्ये आकाशस्य राजसांशात् वागेन्द्रियं सम्भूतं. This we have already seen. We'll just go through it. We'll read it because we have seen, and you just now have also combined them to form our perception. So from the Rajasic, from the Sattvic Ansh, we saw that the mind stuff has been made. Now from the Rajasic Ansh, what has been made? The sense organs of action. Vagendriyam akashasya rajasanshat. You already told me that when the space, the rajas aspect of that space, it makes the speech, the power of speech, because you're hearing the words. Vayu rajasanshat, the aspect of the rajasic aspect of the air, that will make the pani indriya, hands, touch. Vanne rajasanshat pad indriyam sambhutam. So the rajasic ansh of the agni will form the feet, the power of locomotion, movement. Jalasya rajasanshat upasthendriyam sambhutam. From the Rajasic ansh of the water comes out the Upasthendriya, the genital organs. Prithivya Rajasanshat from the Rajasic ansh of the Prithvi, Budendriya, the anus has come out. Etesham Samashti Rajasanshat Pancha Pranaha Sambhutaha. Okay, so yes. Etesham samashti rajasanshat panchapanaha samhita. So from the rajasic ansha, only all the five pranas also have come because that also has movement. The five pranas also have the aspect of movement in it. So we will stop till here. We'll try to first explain what is this and then we'll go ahead. So we had already seen the mind, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar. Why is the mind? Why is the mind required? Can you tell me? Just have the buddhi and the chitta. What is the requirement of that mind? Do we really require a mind? That is the source of all our problems. It was better that we don't have mind directly, you had buddhi, and then we can come to some conclusion. This creates so many problems. Tell me.
Mind was a flow of thoughts, ना? Thoughts तो कहाँ आएंगे? Mind नहीं होंगे.
Flow of thoughts all have. All are flow of thoughts. Buddhi also has flow of thoughts because basic material of all the mind is the thoughts only.
It gives the options.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
gives
it gives options. It points options. The option making capacity, option giving capacity. Why do we need options?
only then we can
Why
decide.
do we
what-
need options?
Only then we can decide.
Only
what-
then we can
decide which option to choose. And
we
most
can decide. We can decide. We can go ahead. We can move forward. We can have a better life. We can have a better whatever we are doing, whatever things we are making. So unless and until we have options in front of us, we won't know what to choose. So that is why options are very important, whether to do this or not to do that. Earlier days, there was no option that you want to watch the mobile, or you want to hear the radio, or you want to watch Netflix, or you want to watch some other things, which drama you want to watch. Now we have got so many options. Earlier days, there was nothing. No mobile, no TV, nothing. 100 years back. So when we have got options, we can move forward. When we've got options, the first I had given the example of the plane, the first aeroplane that was made was not like this. The first car that was made was not like this. Only because we have got options, we have got the capacity, faculty of giving options. This mind has generated so many things. This mind has created so many things. It knows now. Okay, so to maximize the bhog, we need options. Maximize bhog. You got a platter in front of you, or you got only one dish in front of you. That makes a difference in bhog. So maximizing the bhog in front of us, that is the faculty of this mind only. Sankalpikalpatmaka manaha. Then comes the buddhi. It concludes, and then how do we find out that the buddhi is right or wrong? How do we find out that our buddhi is right or wrong?
when our mind is unsettled, after taking a decision, if our mind is
When our
unsettled,
mind is unsettled,
that means it is wrong. When
then
our mind is settled,
yes,
we will know that the decision is right.
yes,
The inner voice tells
yes,
us.
always, yes, always try to find out whether my mind has quietened or not after doing any work. If my mind has not quietened, it has not concluded properly, that means my conclusion was not right. Sankalpa part in the mana, sankalpa means thoughts. Sankalpa here means thoughts, the vritti. So one thought, and vikalpa means another thought, option.
And
Okay, so
Amma,
one thought is there, but another is option. Yes.
Amma, like when we make a written instruments, one promise that sankalp is what and this sankalp is what. Like when we
No, I didn't understand your question.
like I take the sankalp of doing this thing. This of what is the meaning and this are the same.
That is a resolution that you're taking.
Hmm.
That is a resolution portion. So when we are using any word in Shastra, it has got many, many different words as per the context. As per the context, Atma only in Gita somewhere means the mind, somewhere means the Atma, somewhere means the Brahma. Okay. The Prakriti means differently in different portions. Somewhere it means Swabhav, somewhere it means the Maya. Okay. So here also Sankalp has got this meaning of thought. So it generates a thought. And Vikalpa means what? It gives options. Another option is there. You can go or you cannot go. You may go, you may not go. You may see, you may not see. You can see that also, you can see this also. You can wish him, you cannot wish him. You may not wish him. So there are options in front of you. You can call this person, that person, or nobody. Okay, so Sankalp is that. So now we were talking about the buddhi. Buddhi means what? Buddhi comes to a conclusion. If our mind is sattvic, if our mind is established in sattva guna, then it will give us proper conclusions. The topic that is going on in Gita, this is the same topic. So the sattva gun is should be my aim, that my mind should be always established in sattva gun only. So that I can please my Lord, I can please my Guru, I can have the best options in my life, I can have the best conclusions in my life. So decision should be should be such that it does not create a chaos in my future. It should not create some disturbances in my mind or in my daily routine. Okay. So whatever gives me maximum peace in my mind, that conclusion should be taken always. And it comes through only Shravan, Manan, Ityadi. It comes through our experiences. And those experiences are there in the Chitta. Those experiences are in our memory lane. So the mind picks up from that memory and then it gives to the buddhi, and then the buddhi concludes as per the options given by the mind from the chitta. So what should be our decision? If the decision is matured enough, then we conclude that the chitta had given us proper files and the buddhi had picked up. If not so, then what happens? We need to change our decisions. We need to change our experiences. And naturally, if decision is wrong, then our chitta is being modified. Simple, no problem. At least we're trying to modify our chitta. So this decision has helped me to modify my chitta. Modify it wrongly, maybe. And because I concluded wrongly, that person gave me some other experience. After I got that experience, later on I understood no, this person is very good. I shouldn't have concluded badly about him. I had bad thoughts about him. This is not right. So I correct my files in my chitta. I correct my files in my chitta. So in this way, if anybody is good in any area, that means his chitta is very mature. His chitta is very broad. His chitta has got many, many experiences there. He has got references. He has got proper references, proper files maintained there. This is what, that is why we call that he is very good in that area. Okay. So whatever comes in the mind, we should not just go and do it. First, try to refer our files and then we should come to some conclusion. So chitta, chintan kartri chitta. So to find the cause, what are the two purposes of chitta? To find the cause and to find the purpose, prayojan. To find the and to find the prayojan. This is the twofold aspect of the chitta for prayojan. Okay, chintan kartu chittam. Here in Chandogya also, Chandogya Upanishad also, this definition only has been given, that it finds out the cause, karan, and it also tries to find out the purpose of it. What is the purpose? Why we are doing this? What is the prayojan? Okay. And ahankar is what? One who holds this, that as if this is my thought, this is my chitta, this is my mind. And this aham karomi, it is ahankara. So now, when we divide it into two portions, one is called the karan, the other is called the karta. Karan means what? Sadhak tamam karanam. If you remember the definition of karan, what does it mean, sadhak tamam karanam? Who will explain to me? This we had seen many times. Initially also we had seen. Sadhak tamam karanam. Who will explain me what is a karan? What is the instrument? What is the meaning of this phrase? Or sadhak tamam karanam? Sadhak tamam karanam.
Best instrument of knowledge.
Very, very. The best instrument of knowledge. Now, Gitama, tell me, what is the best instrument for form? For form.
Eye.
To know the form. Eyes. Very good. Eyes. Eyes. Very good. Because you cannot touch and see the form. You cannot touch or you cannot smell and know the form. Okay. So you have to have what? Eyes to see the form. So sadhak tamam karanam. What is the best instrument for doing any work, for getting that knowledge is called instrument. Best instrument. Okay. So sadhak tamam karanam. So this three, man, buddhi and chitta, they are karan. They are instruments. And the other portion, the ahankar, that is the karta, that is the possessor, that is the holder, that is the doer. These three are instruments. These are strong current. What are these? Man, buddhi, and chitta. These are the three current. And this karta is who? This ahankar. That has got kartritva in it. Karan, the instrument, is always dependent. So whose instruments are these? These are the instruments of the jiva. The jiva owns these instruments. And the jiva, who's the owner of the jiva, is saying ahankar. Ahankar is only the possessor. And he says that I am doing. Ahankar has got kartritva in it. So ahankar starts through chintan. It possesses, it says that I am going to do this now. The first step is what? Sankalpa. Now what Shubhashish was saying, that sankalpa comes. That resolution comes. Here that sankalpa is different from that sankalpa. No, not only thought, but a resolution comes. I have to do this work. He takes a sankalp, he takes a resolution, he's firm about his thought that I have to do this. Who is that? That ahankar. Only after that assertion from his thoughts, then he starts to do some action. Then the process of that action begins, not until then. So ahankar starts the karta, starts the process. Sometimes you experience it, sometimes you do not experience. Mostly we don't experience it because our attention does not go there. In our deep sleep, that ahankar is not there at all. It is lean, it is submerged, it is merged. That ahankar is not there. So all the processes are are suspended. Again, in the waking state, when we are awake, this ahankar only comes up first. It pops out first. It jumps out first. And after that comes, then and the whole procedure of Gyan starts. It begins. In Bhagavad also, the same procedure has been mentioned. From the Avyakta, then came Mahat or the Hiranyagarbha. From that came the Ahankar. Can you hear me? Ah, so that Ahankar came. Then from Ahankar, Tejas, Vaikaric, and okay. So in this way, what is happening? From that Avyak only, the whole thing has come out. Everything has come out. Can you hear me? Huh? Okay. So this also, and when we take a resolution, when any resolution is taken, who maintains that? This ahankar maintains it. This ahankar only maintains it. Doing or not doing something. This is held by this ahankar only. Okay. So this is all made up of what? This is all made up of sattvic anshu. The subtle aspect, the sattvic anshu makes this. Okay, so where is our bondage? Can you tell me what is the bondage? The bondage in this is that we do not see that it is inert. The bondage is don't feel that this mind, this memchitta, this buddhi is inert. That is the binding aspect of that ahankar, man buddhi chitta ahankar. Okay, so because I don't know that it is inert, I feel that everything is sentient. I am sentient, everything. And due to I don't understand that due to the proximity of that self only, that inert has become sentient. It is appearing as real. Because the jeev is behind everything, that is why it is as if becoming sentient and it is real. It is the expression of that jeev only. So the expression of that jeev starts through this ahankar only. And that ahankar is reflected in all these three, man, buddhi, and chitta. Okay, so jeev has got vasanas. The jeev has got vasanas. He puts that vasana, the ahankar says that these are my vasanas and starts working. So slowly what happens? Those vasanas are percolated in the mind. And then the mind is executing. Through the buddhi, it is executing. Okay, so mind's nature is not to get angry. Mind's nature is not to get passionate or lusty. Mind's nature is not to get jealous. But who gives that authority? That ahankar gives that authority. Who gives that authority? That jiva gives that authority through the vasanas that are developed. Through the vasanas that are developed so much, this ahankar only gives that authority to that jeev that now you get angry. Anger should be there. You should get passionate. You should get lusty. You should get jealous because of the pressure of those vasanas that are being thrown. Okay, so I have to decide whether I have to curb those vasanas of the mind or I have to express those vasanas of my mind. Okay, as per my mind, whatever I do, however my mind expresses, that will be my mind, that will be my identification. I am making my nature like that. I am making my swabhav like that. So it's like a waiter in the hotel. Whatever we are ordering, it is noting down and it will place in front of us. So who's the karta? The karta is the ahankar. He only places the order. So this is a all the three are the current and the karta is who? The one ahankar. That is the karta. Okay. So Jeev, the current is not tainted. The instrument is not tainted. It is not impure. But that ahankar or the Jeev has trained it to become certain way. It has trained it to give certain thoughts. It has trained to give it certain vasanas. And these thoughts are high speed thoughts. They're not very slow. They're not very quiet. But their high speed velocity is very, very high. They come and they as if ransack the whole mind. They as if ransack, as if the hooligans the thieves have come into our house and they're looting everything. We have lost all our possessions. We have lost all our peace of mind like that. So after puja, when we are doing puja, when we are doing pasna, when we are doing shravan, when we are doing satsang, after that our mind will be very quiet. Our mind becomes very clear. Thoughts are there. So we have to decide how to use these instruments because these are current. These are instruments. The way we use this instrument, that way only it will be used and it will make our mind, it will make our day, it will make our daily schedule. So mind is said to be a kalpataru because it has been given with faculties. Such faculties are there inside that you'll be very surprised that we don't actually use all those things. Like many a times there is a very complicated gadget in our house. Hmm. But we don't know how to use it. There are many components. Like I remember in my childhood that we had a very complicated mixer, juicer, mixer, blender, all combined. And there was a manual with that, and nobody knew how to use that. Only one portion of that mixer, the blender, was used, and the rest were kept nicely in one cupboard. All the parts were kept there. Nobody used it because nobody knew. Slowly, I got hold of that manual, and then I started reading it, and then I started using it. And then, suppose in winters, in my house, there used to be lot of gajar ka halwa. Every day, they used to prepare this, distribute this, there, that, there. People used to come also, visit also. Gajar ka halwa used to be made. And people, I mean, the maid servants, my mom, they used to spend so much time grating that gajar, grating that carrot halwa. So then when I came to know that we can blend it in that only, that has got that. And she used to bring so many carrots, my God, in kilos she used to bring. And then in 10, 15 minutes, everything was done. Because of that manual. Only because of that manual we use that other mixer. In this way only, we have got so many faculties in our mind, but we don't know that it has got so much powers. Once we know our mind, once we know our capacities, what we can do with this mind, then we can use it properly. And in a small time, we can use it maximum for giving us maximum benefit. Okay, so desires of our mind should not overpower that my intrinsic nature, the goodness in me, that is overpowered. It should not be like that. My nature should become from good to better, not from better to worse. Actually, it happens that as we go along in life, as we age in life, our nature is lost, maybe by experiences in the world. Maybe we are calling ourselves matured by those experiences, but the innocence in us, but the love in us, to see goodness in all, to have a very composed mind. All these are as if lost when we are traveling ahead. When we are moving in our journey, we are losing our beautiful nature. This should not happen. So desires are there, it is fine, but we should know what desire to implement, what desire to be curbed, what desire to be surrendered to the Lord, what desire to be parked right now. Right now, it's not moment of this desire to be fulfilled. We can have it later on. Yes, I have it in my mind. It is parked somewhere. I will take it out sometime else. Who decides all this? This ahankar only will decide through the buddhi, through the chitta. So every time we will not express everything, we should, there should be filter in our mind, and these are the filters. So the meditation when we do satsang, when we read all these grantha, when we read Prakran grantha and all, we come to know about the powers of our mind. We come to know about many hidden things that we have. We come to know how our life should be designed. And slowly, eventually, it will take some time, the mind changes, our way of looking changes, vision changes. There's a lot of clarity. When the circumstances come, when the challenges come in our life, then what happens? We try to analyze it properly. Only because of these instruments, only because I have meditated upon it. See, meditation does not mean to quieten the mind only. Meditation means, are you thinking properly or not? So meditation is a training in thinking. When we are sitting properly in meditation, we are actually thinking. What is Vedanta doing? What are we doing here? Actually, we are training our mind to think in a proper direction. Like I was giving you the example of that mixer blender. Similarly, we also have this mind, but we don't know how to use it. We don't know. We think, but we think so irrationally, so haphazardly. All the thoughts, like there's no police in the on the road, on the traffic, then wherever, and there how from all the directions, if all the traffic starts coming. So there is so much of chaos. Similarly, our mind is also a chaotic place sometimes because there is nobody to stop it. There is nobody to guide. This Shastra, this Vedanta helps us to make such a mind that it will always be very disciplined, even when there is a chaotic circumstance outside. There's challenges outside. There's very bitter experiences outside, but still my mind does not lose its poise. It is very cool. Only a cool mind will come to proper conclusion. Otherwise, it will be overpowered by the vasanas. It will be overpowered by my thoughts, my emotions, and it can't conclude properly. If I want something badly, if I want something badly, that I want to eat this only, I want this object only, I want this person only. At that time, that want is so overpowering that I cannot conclude properly. My maturity is blurred. My vision is blurred. I cannot foresee what the problem can be. This is the problem with attachment. This is the problem with dvesh. This is the problem with matsarya. These thoughts are high velocity thoughts. Anger, they blur our vision. They won't let us see clearly. We can't see clear. Everything will be blurred. And I will feel that whatever I'm doing is right only. How can it be wrong? And at that time, what happens? when my mind is overpowered by my vasana, it will pick up wrong files from the chitta, isn't it? It will pick up wrong conclusions, wrong experiences from the chitta about the same person. But when my mind is very cool, when my mind is calm, composed, at that time only, the same situation, I will view it differently. The same chitta will give me different files to refer. And that is why it is always said that don't come to conclusion when you are not in a composed mind. This is the reason. Okay, so there is a faculty in us which is ready to decide for us. That is called this ahankar. Ahankar has to change because the mind has changed. Ahankar it does not change. If it is not surrendered ahankar, then our life will also be very chaotic. Okay. So this dharma, adharma, to bring out the faculty of acting, of thinking in us about dharma, adharma angle, everything. This ahankar, if we train it properly, it will bring out to that buddhi, to that mind, proper thoughts it will bring out. Okay, so when we are using certain memories, we should know which memory to use where, which memory has to be dropped, which memory has to be kept there so that I do not engage myself in wrong again. All these things have to be properly maintained in our mind as per our vasanas. This is called growth. This is called maturity. As we are growing, as we are going ahead, progressing in life, these files also continuously get modified. So doer and jeev is rajasic and tamasic mind, but mind is not. This the jeev and the ahankar, they are rajasic and tamasic, but not the mind. Why? Mind is current, mind is instrument. So it cannot be tainted. As per the directions of the mind, as per the directions of the ahankar, it continuously acts. So we have to change that ahankar. Then comes Manaso Devata Chandrama. The Devata of the mind is the Chandrama. So Chandramaha, that is singular. Okay, those who have the Sanskrit background can just mark it there. The Chandramaha, that is singular. Chandramas is the word. So Chandrama is singular. So Devta of the mind is Chandrama. Devta of Buddhi is Brahmaji. Devta of Ahankar is Rudra. Devta of Chitta is Vasudev. Science now, coming back to that, science does not accept the presence of these devtas because it's not seen, it's not visible, so they don't accept that. Devta Tattva, it does not accept. So, what is Adhyatma? This is Adhyatma portion. Adhyatma, this is Adhideva portion. So, Atmanam Adhikriti, whatever is inside that, the thought, ignorance, vasanas, these are called Adhyatma. So, up to the body and mind is called Adhyatma. Up to the body and mind from inside, up to vasanas, ignorance, sanskar, our thoughts, then our mind, then body. Till the body, it is called Adhyatma. Adhibhut, what is Adhibhut? The five elements outside, whatever objects are made by five elements, that is called Adhibhut. So Adhyatma is that sense of I-ness. Wherever the sense of I-ness is there, that is called Adhyatma. I-ness is in mind. I-ness is in buddhi. I-ness is in chitta. That I am this mind. I am this buddhi. So this is called Adhyatma. Then Adhyatmic person means what? Whatever is considered, whatever he has got, Adhyatmic person means internal I is considered to be the main I. Internal I is considered to be main I. Now coming to this Adhidev. Adhideva means what? This all the powers. We have got various powers in us. These powers cannot be without the holder. These powers cannot be without a holder because these are powers. These powers are inert. So anything inert needs a holder. So these are the powers. So power of seeing is in the eyes, but that power has to be held by somebody. Power of illumination is in the adhibhut, in the sun outside, that we see outside, that ball of fire outside in the sky. But that is also inert. That is made of helium and various gases, and chemical explosions are going on continuously. But the power of illumination that is there inside it, that has to be held by some sentient power, and that is called adhidev. Okay, that is called adhidev. So unless there is a conscious principle behind an inert power, that power cannot be held. So anything inert has to be held by this power. That is the principle of adhidev, that science cannot prove. That is why it does not believe in that. Okay, so this body is inert. This body is made up of adhibhut, 5 elements. It has got all the powers inside. It can see, it can touch, it can smell, it can hear, it can taste, whatever. But there has to be some sentient element inside who is holding that body, that inert body, the inert power. That is called the jeev. Unless that jeev is there, that body won't be held. The moment that jeev goes away, the body is scattered. All the 5 elements will go back to their own original sources. It won't be held then. Okay. So similarly, all these powers are what? These powers are being held by the devtas. The definition of devta is Dyotanat iti devaha. Dyotanat, that illumines, that is called devaha. That should be a conscious principle that indicates there is consciousness. Okay, so the living principle holding that power is called the devta. So the mind, devta of the mind is Chandrama. So it is the anugrahak shakti behind that sense organ. The anugrahak shakti. These devtas have the power of anugraha also, to curse and to bless, both. These devtas are anugrahak. So it can express as anugraha, who blesses. So when we are talking about Chandra, mind, the devta of the mind is Chandrama. Okay. Now they are holding, so they themselves are powerful. They are holding something, so they themselves are very, very powerful. Surya Dev, he can express as Anugrahak. He only had given that Akshay Patra to Draupadi. That Akshay Patra was never empty. And it is so nice, you don't have to cook. When anytime, and she was the last one to eat. After she ate, it always became empty. Okay, and that Surya Devta only gave money to Satrajit also. Satyabhama's father, Satrajit, money also was given. Okay, so even everything has a devta. Even an ant, small ant also has a devta in that. It can bite you. A small mosquito also has a devta. Small devtas. Gandhi was given to Arjun by Gandhi was given to Arjun by,
Indra.
come on.
Indra.
Agni Devta. Agni Devta. The quiver, everything that never became empty. So, and those arrows also had a speed in them. It's all given by Devtas only. So Devtas have immense capacity to bless or to curse. So whatever bodily problem we are having, some or the other Devta has got some, he's annoyed with us. That is why he's creating some problem. Okay. So if seen Devtas can withdraw their powers from the eyes, from all the sense organs, and that sense organs is gone. Okay, some problem. If we have got skin problem, means Varun Devta is not happy with us. If there is ear problem, that means Dik Devta is not happy. If there is stomach problem, then that means Samudra Devta is not happy. So these devtas will decide the joy or sorrow of our body, of our mind also and body also and outside also. They are because they have that anugraha shakti. Okay, so they decide for us. So Chandrama is also a devta, and it is the source of nourishment. It is the source of rasa element in the fruits, in the crops, everything. So that anna has got toxicating element in that. When we are having, we have rice, when we have fruits, grapes, and all have that intoxication in them because when they are the wines, etc., are made through fruits only. So these things have intoxication in them. That is the element of that Chandrama. And that is why in Ekadashi and all, we don't have rice because it has got a lot of uh, water element and intoxication. So Allah, the aspect is of Chandrama. The mind when it is happy, that is the aspect of that Chandrama. And that is why the word has come lunatic. Lunatic word has come from lunar only, because that when the during the Purnima or Amavasya, the mind is not proper. Okay, so on full moon day, they become wild. you, we should go to all these places and see them. So, lady's body is Chandrama Pradhan, and that is why the fasting related to the ladies are related to Chandrama. Okay, so if Chandra is not right, means mind will be unstable. Like the nature of that Chandra, waxes and wanes, घटता है बढ़ता है. Similarly, this also our mind also can be seen like that. It has got that cooling aspect, our mind can be seen like that. It has got that happiness thus aspect, mind can be seen with that portion. It is the aspect of that Chandrama only. Okay, so power of perception, coining option, emotions, lot of bhavnas, love, compassion, karuna. All these are what? All these are nothing but a portion of that Chandrama, power of that Chandrama only. So power has to be with a deity only, and that power belongs to that Chandrama. Okay. Today our time is over. We'll go to Buddhe Brahma tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see what is the power of Buddhi, power of Brahmaji, how he has created that. We all can revise this. So very interesting topic of their task. We'll come and see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namah.